Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a brand new video of Tokyo Ghoul Rebirth. And in today's episode, we're gonna God damn it. I can't say my opener like that anymore. I gotta try and think of something new. But welcome to a brand new episode of Tokyo Ghoul Rebirth. In today's episode, we're gonna be covering a little bit more on the game. I wanted to go ahead and cover some of the new things over here during the off season, and as well as some confirmations we have over here on Global as to what's coming up sometime soon, and some things that are very, very exciting. So first and foremost, welcome to off-season number 14, meaning next war is number 15, of which will be a 3-week-long war from the 26th of March to the 16th of April. Now, what this means is at the start of the 26th war, that's gonna be the start of the half-year anniversary for Tokyo Ghoul Rebirth as well. The 9 weeks of non-stop drops of banner was leading up to the final 6-month anniversary of Rebirth. Now, I don't know what we're gonna be getting over here on Rebirth in terms of units. However, it would make a lot of sense to me if they brought both the 2nd anniversary Arima and Kaneki over here to Global as well. We had these confirmations that these units were coming to the game sometime soon over on JP. However, over the process of the last 8 weeks, 9 weeks of complete death and non-stop drops, they've been very, very intent on catching up to JP. Currently over here on Global, we're only missing 2 characters that were released on JP so far, aside from like dispatches and war units. And that would be Eto Kakuja, which is an exclusive character, and Festival Psycho, which dropped like 2 weeks ago over on JP. And so we're at this point where we're approaching the state where we're almost on par with JP. And in that situation, I think it would make a lot of sense if for the 2-year anniversary of Invoke and the 6-month anniversary of Global, they would put both the characters into a banner on both versions of the game. I have no confirmations, and this is only based on logic and Bondi. So I have no clue how it's gonna end up working, but it would make sense to me if they dropped on both versions of the game, and I might end up trying to find out if the translations for both are inside the actual files, because from my understanding, the files of Invoke also have the files for Rebirth, and so the translations of the skills of the Kaneki and Arima should be in the files for both versions of the game, and so they're ready to go for both versions as well. I don't know how they're going to end up covering this, but I have a strong feeling that Global isn't going to fall behind in this regard, and the Arima and Kaneki are going to be coming to Global as well. That's just my general assumption, and I don't truthfully know how they'll end up doing it. Also, my headset just beeped in terms of about to die, so I guess I'm just going to take this off, and we'll just... Well, you know what? Just leave it on. We'll listen to the rest of this while my headset dies. But it's going to be interesting either way. Especially over here on Global, we've had a lot of releases non-stop to the point where it's become almost overwhelming how much they've dropped constantly on the game. And even if you wanted to get multiple of the banner characters throughout the entire 9 weeks of fucking, you basically couldn't because it took so much investment unless you topped up. So it's hard. But I do think that we'll be getting some good things over here on Global. We do have confirmation that the new game mode by the name of Conflict is also coming to Rebirth when it drops on JP, because the actual skills and translations are all inside the files as well. So we're approaching something very interesting, and a 3-week war with all these new additions and possible new things is very exciting. Also, we had this Kaya dropped inside this version of the game, of which is the last raid character that is in the rotation of characters in total on the game. And so after this Kaya, we'll go back to having the Toka and Nishiki and the Kaneki and Nishiki quests on the map. So we went through a full rotation on Rebirth as well now, which took Invoke an entire year, took fucking Rebirth half a year, but it generally is good. It means that we're kind of in a similar state to both versions of the game, and they're both ready to go for a new rotation. She's also okay. She has some private time. Interesting name. with 7,060 HP, 384 attack, 175 defense, 12 AP, and 5 durability, with a break burst of 1.3 whenever she breaks a target as her unique ability. Not too great all in all, however she does have a plus 300 max attack increase, which is 684 in total. Not bad for a raid character, she does work in general. Plus 100 defense, plus 3 durability, and plus 15% crit rate up. All in all, she is going to be an alright DPS blue if you are missing one. I know that aside from like blue Wounded Kaneki, Iwao, and Black Reaper, there's not a heck of a lot in terms of the blue category, so she works for trying to fill that out. She also has Sorry, It's My Day Off, with a 0.8 times attack on one of the enemies for 3 turns, deals damage to one enemy times 5 times, and reduces durability by 2. So in general, she can do hits, she has an attack debuff, and she does some pretty alright work. All in all, I mean, who doesn't want to grind up a Mom Akira? And regardless, it is the time to try and get as much Haka as possible to prepare for the next season. God knows the thing to try and do right now is to rush out the Akira, the Hoji, and this Kaya, try and get as much Haka as possible during the off season before Tuesday when the 3-week war starts. But yeah, it should be a good time. The idea of a 100 million war coming up is definitely not the kindest to think about. 3-week wars are always stressful and an absolute painful marathon of 5 million points per day with only 100 Haka available for the entire set of time. So hopefully we have some other stuff to get done during the season and it's not just 3 weeks of nonsense and bleh. We also have the Shachi dropped as a premium character. Furious Fist Shachi. Don't pull for him. He can do some pretty good work if you get him to 100%. He has a nice break bonus and a pretty good block rate. But in general, I wouldn't personally run him or try and pull for him. You'll just get him on random banners anyway. We also have Tokyo Ghoul re-featured summon if you want to get a Queen Squad member, which means they'll probably be boosted during the next war, which is nice at least. It's not going to matter that much, but it's nice if you're trying to run a premium Haise or Psycho. And finally, we have the FES TSUKIYAMA dropped as the 9th week of the festival celebrations. Now, when the 9 weeks of death started, they didn't end up revealing the 9th character. And that's because the Tsukiyama was not out yet over on Invoke. So now we have an official confirmation here. And additionally, he has the same fillers that all the other banners had as well. Apparently he's called No Surrender, which is kind of neat. But it only goes up to the Kaya and Koma as well on the festival banner. He's interesting, I would say. And he is guaranteed on the 7th step and a guaranteed festival character on the 5th step. So he possesses powerful all-arounder skills. My headset is beeping. I hate it. Whenever it's close to dying, it starts going beep, beep every couple of minutes. But he possesses powerful all-arounder skills, excelling in attack and defense, not only by inflicting great damage to one enemy, but also by greatly restoring his health. Add in abilities and effects, and he will unleash infinite strength, especially against dark types. Infinite strength, Jesus! They're hyping him up a lot. So we have No Surrender FES TSUKIYAMA with 9,750 HP, 1,050 attack, 880 defense, 8 AP, and 12 durability, with a unique ability of 1.8 times break burst. Now, a difficulty with this is a single target break burst that only helps himself. That's the level of Festival Shirazu is on the poorer side as unique ability. There are far better ones out there, and generally break bonuses won't be that great at later times inside the game when Eto drops or the Arima drops, which has 2 times break bonus for the entire team. Either way though, if you do get him up to 80%, he will do a pretty good job on your team. He also has a plus 400 maximum HP, reduced skill damage incoming by 30%, 1.8 times to dark types, and plus 3 AP, putting him up to 11 in total. And finally, when he's maximum upgraded, he gets What a Ridiculous Comedy, which is deals attack 8 times to one enemy 2 times, and restores your HP by 30%, and restores your durability by 4 as well. So he is this kind of like tank type character in the light category, which he didn't really have previously. And he does have a pretty alright DPS to him. The difficulty is on raids, there currently isn't a way to guarantee that they'll attack one character. So if you end up running the Tsukiyama to try and be your tank on your squad, and they end up hitting your literally anybody else that's squishy, like Haise, like any other light character, it's gonna hurt you quite a bit. So I do wish he had taunt. However, in general, I am very happy with his skills, and I do think that in general, he does take a lot of investment to get truly good, because you can see here, it only does 5 times damage one time at 20%. It's not until he hits 60% where he gets 2 hits on his attack, which makes him a lot better. So I would say, unless you're willing to invest in him up to 60% and work on him like that, he's not going to be that great on your squad or your team. He will be able to tank quite well and do good damage to dark types. However, his main role is required to have that 60% really, especially because it also restores his own durability and kind of has him be that better tank unit. So in general, he is fantastic. The issue is that it is hard to justify investing any Haka into him unless you're a super hardcore fan, because there's so many other things coming soon, and the biggest banner, supposedly this Arima and Kaneki banner, could be coming just around the corner. So he is good, he is interesting, and he does have an incredible 3D model. I like it a lot. He looks very smooth, which is kind of weird, but I love it. And I do think that he is one of the cooler looking units in the game right now. So that's Tsukiyama in a nutshell. I did see some people pull on him, and he is he's arguably a dupe needing version of Awakening Urie. So if you have Urie or you're willing to pull for Urie in the future, you don't really need to go for Tsukiyama, and Urie doesn't actually need dupes all that much because he is an Awakening unit. So it is kind of that separation. Like, would you sooner run Hairu or FES Shirazu? Would you sooner run Urie or Festival Tsukiyama? It's this balance between which one you prefer to invest in and which one you like more. So it really depends on the person. However, what we are going to do, I wanted to, real quick, just one quick attempt, I wanted to run through this quest and use my Psycho I upgraded just to get this grinding started, because I personally have not even touched the grind for this Kaya just yet. I've been focusing too hard on trying to max out the Hoji, because I'm trying to get as much Haka as possible. So it takes a minute. However, we are going to hop into this and try and get as much DPS and good stuff done as possible. I'm also still beeping, by the way. My headset's definitely not enjoying this episode all that much. Here, we're going to attack just with this real quick. In general, this Kaya quest isn't too bad. Her main issue is the attack debuff, because you really do need to have your attack up. And she's pretty good at tanking, so eventually, if you don't have a good way of handling what she's doing, she will control the battle until she hits you for enough to kill you. So in general, units like the Festival Takizawa, and any other unit that you're trying to run and kind of play with, you're going to need a defense buffer. Otherwise, they'll get killed pretty easily by her. However, we are going to pop Psycho's buff here. She's ready to work, and we're going to go ahead and go all the way in with our attacks here. So we're not going to be able to get a break with Juzo's skill, so I want to pop Juzo and then use Takizawa to get the proper break. Scratch that, never mind, I'm wrong, fuck. My bad. I probably should have gotten the break bonus on Takizawa, however, we're gonna move on. We're gonna hope for the best. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to survive a turn with Takizawa. Even with the defense up with Psycho, she only gives, I think, 1.25 right now at her current upgrade tier, so she really needs that extra bit of upgrades. So we'll try our best. We'll get Takizawa's skill off one more time, and then cross our fingers that we don't lose our main boy and hero. Good job shukoking them, my boy. Proud of you. Oh, good stuff. That's not too bad either. The bleed isn't too bad either. Did she not pop her attack down? She killed Premium Psycho, but she didn't pop her attack down, which is super nice. I actually needed that quite a bit. So I appreciate it. Thank you for that. I also going to double swap here just to get Takizawa ready to pop his... Never mind, I'm fucking wrong. Well, I guess Juzo's the one that's going to do this. Go for it. Hit it hard. Nice. And we'll try to get... I wonder if you can hit one more time. One more. Okay, Takizawa, get the overkill. I believe in you. You're a single target hero. You got this. No overkill. Shit. I probably need to actually upgrade my Dollhouse Juzo to be able to get the overkill on her. She has a lot of defense in general, so you really need to get that one big hit on her to truly clean it off and write off that end of the world. However, we have gotten her crossword, and I appreciate it. In general, Rebirth is probably going to get... I imagine right now that Rebirth is going to get the same things that Reinvoke is going to within the next war. We're probably going to get very similar events, so it's going to be very exciting to see what they end up pulling off next Tuesday. So, in general, my suggestion is, unless you really love Tsukiyama and you are keen on his very beautiful white pant hero-ness, don't pull on him just yet and wait until Tuesday until we get some data mines or something. And if they don't drop the, this banner will go for 2 weeks. So even if they don't end up dropping the Arima and Kaneki, you can still go for the Tsukiyama afterwards if you cared about it. The Hinami will be going away, and so will Black Reaper. So the thing to think about is how to save and what you care about the most out of this. However, thank you for watching this episode over on Rebirth. In general, quite a bit of good things are coming, and it's gonna be very exciting to see what they end up dropping next over here. Thank you for watching. Take it easy. I will see you guys next time.